Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Gillian Berry, and today we have an awesome guest in store for you guys. Her name is Shelly, and she's actually a 19-year-old raw vegan. So I am so excited to share her story with you guys. She has experienced great health and healing. She's absolutely thriving on the raw vegan lifestyle. So she only eats raw living fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, just like me. And I'm so excited because it's not too often that I come across somebody at such a young age doing this lifestyle and thriving on it. And I wish just only that I had discovered this lifestyle at that age. So let's get right into it. Give this video a big thumbs up right now. Make sure you subscribe if you don't already. And let's say hello to Shelly. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing so good. How are you doing?
Good. I am doing so good too. I've lowered my fats the last few days. So I'm eating like just a lot more fruit and a lot less fat. And I am just feeling like fantastic.
It's amazing. Actually, I've been doing the same thing. Today I had like mostly watermelon today and yesterday. And yeah, that's kind of all I had today. So I'm feeling incredible as well.
Amazing. It's just so nice this time of year when everything's in season. It's just like the fruits are
Mhm.
just next level. So let's talk about your story. You were so young to be doing this lifestyle. I admire you. I always say I would love to like go to a high school and speak because if I could only know like back then what I know now, my teens, 20s, 30s would have been so different. So
For
please tell
sure.
us like how did you discover this lifestyle and how did it change your life?
Yeah. So this is actually kind of a long story, but I'll make it a little short. So back in 2011, my mom herself got introduced to this lifestyle and she immediately fell in love with it, that it was like her whole world. She would take me to seminars, she would make recipes at home. And I had no idea that about 10 years later, I was going to become a raw vegan myself, right? So I got immersed into this world at a very young age. And I was kind of curious, but I wasn't really interested in raw foods because I didn't really know the power of raw foods yet. Yeah, when my mom went through that experience, she had like an awakening. And she used to work like a 9 to 5 job, like a highly paid IT job in Atlanta, Georgia. And we had no idea that our entire life was going to change from that moment. And she decided to quit her job and we started traveling. So the raw food kind of triggered her awakening, and then our entire lives changed after that. So, yeah, we started traveling, and my journey is very unique because my mom introduced it to me, right? So it's not
Mhm.
really like new information. But about 6 months ago, I had a health scare. So super unexpected. I thought I was totally healthy. I was already eating like a pretty healthy, whole food, plant-based diet. I was eating raw till 4. And what happened was my fingers developed like a chilblain autoimmune condition, like a reaction. And I had some like symptoms here and there. But
Mhm.
yeah, I had a health scare and I want to go a little bit back. So when I was little, at about 3 years old, I got like 10 mercury fillings implanted into my mouth. And I had that mercury sitting inside of my body until my baby teeth fell out. So I got like a mild mercury poisoning. And with that came tons of irritability. I was always angry when I was young. I had anemia. My skin was so pale and I had like under eye circles and I was always tired. And I was an athlete, like I was
Wow.
a professional athlete exercising about 3 to 4 hours a day. I was doing rhythmic gymnastics. And even with that, I was still feeling tired and sluggish once in a while, most of the time. And I suffered from headaches. So, yeah, I went through a lot when I was younger. And 6 months ago, I got like a call from the universe, like, wake up, and my fingers swelled up and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't sleep nights. It was terrible. And then I remembered about the raw food diet. And yeah, I just went for it. I tried fruits only, no vegetables for like a week or two. And within the first week, the swelling in my fingers reduced by like 70 to 80%.
Wow.
So that's a lot of inflammation that just started vanishing from my body. And in that moment, I realized that like this is it. This is going to be a lifelong journey, because I was seeing the results. I was feeling the results, right? And yeah, so about 6 months later, I am thriving, feeling my best. And yeah, I'll never stop. This is a journey of a lifetime for sure.
Amazing. And it definitely works for you. So happy, so vibrant. I love it. And that story, it just reminds me like there's so many healing stories like that. And I hear them so many times on my channel. People comment just these miraculous stories, which I love, which the raw foods can do. And even when I first started my channel last year, one of the first videos I did was with a friend here in Toronto. And we did 30 days fully raw because she's like, I want to try it. So I was like, let's document it. And it was just the biggest transformation I'd ever seen. Like she totally came to life. Like she looked so healthy. She was so magnetic. Her eyes were like so bright and white. And she just seemed so happy. She's like, Jillian, I want to thank you so much. Like she was thriving. And she had had a breast lump that she had had for quite some time. And she went to the doctors on that 30 days and like it had shrunk down significantly, like more than 50%. They couldn't believe it. And they were just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But I couldn't end up using the video because I was using a video guy at the time. I didn't know how to do any technicals. And something happened with the audio or something. I never got the video. So I was just like, I don't know, it's crazy. But yeah, it's amazing that you experienced healing and like just to discover this at such a young age. It's like, just to think like the way your 20s, 30s, the rest of your life, like could go just in a positive way because of this. And it's just so amazing your mom introduced you to it. Does she still follow the lifestyle? And did she have a great success path on it?
Yeah, she's actually not following this lifestyle now. So we kind of like switched roles.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. She's working through some cravings and some, emotional eating and stuff like that. But I know she's definitely going to come back on track. But yeah, we like switched roles. So now she's observing me and watching me do it. So yeah.
Yeah. And did she push it on you when you were young or no? Because I don't push it on my kids. My kids aren't raw vegan at all. But I know with like my oldest, the more I try to push the fruits and vegetables, the more it tries to like make her want to go the other way. So how was that when you were a child?
Yeah. So what my mom did, she did it the smart, like not the smart way, but she didn't force it on us.
Yeah.
So like when we were younger, she would just like put vegetables in front of us and a plastic knife and a cutting board, and we would just cut veggies and eat them while we were cutting them.
Yeah.
So like she didn't force it, but she tried her best to surround us, me and my brother, with tons of fruits and vegetables and all that stuff. And she would make recipes, but she didn't really force.
Yeah.
It was natural.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. I think that's very wise. And I would love to talk about, so when you went fully raw and you transitioned, you were like, this is it, Cam, fully raw. What were sort of a list of all the benefits you've experienced, like internally and externally? And what way of eating makes you feel your best? Like fruitarian, like what type, like low fat, high fat,
Yeah, so the benefits that I have been experiencing on this diet, this lifestyle, like there's so many, but I'm going to give you guys a couple. So my eye vision improved dramatically. My right eye was blurry for many years because I had like slight insulin resistance issues and like blood sugar issues. And my right eye can almost see like completely clearly. And it's only been like 6 months of eating fruits and vegetables. It's absolutely incredible. My eye color changed a little bit. So my eyes used to be like very dark brown, and now they started to become lighter in color, like a light brown. My skin cleared up. Oh my gosh. I forgot to mention this. I had a fungal infection all over my skin. It was like a ringworm rash. When I was about like 14 or 15, it was terrible. My entire body was like covered with these, you know how ringworm looks like? Mm-hmm. It's like these circular rashes, and it was so uncomfortable. And that completely cleared up. But I didn't have that right before I started this lifestyle. I had it a long time ago. But like, I feel like the fungus inside of my body it's gone. Mm-hmm. What else? Bloating. I used to have so much bloating, and now I have a flat stomach. I feel so much happier. I feel so much more joyful. Like I've never felt this happy in my entire life. And I feel like I became a little more magnetic in my energy. Like people notice me more, people interact with me more. Mm. So yeah, that's really cool. What else? My fingernails got so much stronger. There's so many benefits. I mean, I don't really know. My hair got shinier, my skin got shinier. So.
Yeah, you're glowing and you're so happy. And it's all about like what makes you feel best and what makes you feel happiest. And I'm just all about everyone doing what's right for them. So maybe it's not, maybe some people don't feel their best on this, and maybe something else is best for them. And I respect that. Mm-hmm. And I experienced a lot of the things you said too. Like my eyes have changed color. When I was little, they were blue. And then when I was in my teenage years, they started to go more green. So they were green and then now they're going back to more blue. There's still some green in them, but there's a lot more blue coming back, which is crazy. And my vision is so much better. So my prescription has gone down a couple points. I was always wearing 550 or 6, and now I'm wearing a couple points lower. Right now I'm wearing like 350. And it varies. I notice if I eat higher fats, then I notice like my eyesight is not as good as if I'm eating lower fats, which is interesting to me. That's for me. But yeah, the eye thing's been a big thing. I remember one night I noticed like a few years ago after being raw, I was watching TV and I didn't have anything in and I could see everything on the TV. And I was like, what is going on? I don't have any glasses or contacts in. And I went to the doctor and he was like, yeah, your prescription's gone down. I was like, whoa. So I think it's just like our eyes don't have to get worse as we get older and they can get better. And it's amazing. And same with the blood sugar. I used to have blood sugar issues too. In high school, I used to always pass out if my blood sugars were low. Sometimes I did in high school in presentations. One time I was doing a presentation and I hadn't had breakfast and my blood sugars were like a mess and I fainted. It was so embarrassing and I had to go to the hospital. So a lot of similar things to you. And I'm wondering, I know you mentioned bloating, like you don't have bloating anymore. Did you experience bloating when you first transitioned 100% raw? I know that's something people experience and they're like, and I know for some people it can take some time for it to go away, or did you not have issues with that?
Yeah, so in the beginning, I had tons of bloating. I looked like I was pregnant for like 3 weeks, for sure. Yeah, because my old microbiome wasn't ready for what was coming.
Yeah.
So now that my microbiome is different, I don't have bloating anymore. Actually, sometimes even now, I have bloating once in a while if I maybe eat too much fat or if I eat like some cruciferous vegetables, because I don't do well with those at the moment. But yeah, the bloating is usually just like a detox reaction that I'm experiencing at the moment, but it's nothing serious like it used to be in the very beginning of my journey.
Yeah. And what way of eating makes you feel best? So, like tomorrow, if you were going to eat exactly which will make you feel like you're healthiest, most energetic, most high vibe, what would that be? What would that look like?
Yeah, so I try to keep my diet pretty simple. Lots of fruits, very, very low in fat, almost no fat at all, and just like a little bit of vegetables. So I kind of follow like the 80-10-10 diet. But yeah, like tomorrow, if I'm going to show you guys what I eat in a day, I might have like a watermelon to start my day off. I used to do tons of juicing back then, but now I'm kind of not into juicing. It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And now that watermelons are in season where I live, it's like juice and a smoothie and a meal all in one thing. So I love watermelon. What else? And then I might have some stone fruits later on, like maybe 2 hours later, like apricots. Where I'm in Europe, so there's tons of stone fruits. Apricots are in season right now. Prunes, plums, cherries are kind of like getting out of season. Peaches. Yeah. So I basically just eat fruit until dinner, not all the time. I try to take like at least 2 to 3 hour breaks between my meals, but it's kind of hard because, I'm kind of hungry still at this point and my body needs a lot of food. So yeah, for dinner, sometimes I only eat fruit for an entire day. When I had my issue with my hands in the very beginning of my journey, I was eating fruit for weeks, like nothing else but fruit, whatever was in season. I was having like apples, oranges, bananas, because that's all there was.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't eat almost any vegetables. But right now for dinner, I might have like a nice salad with cucumber, with tomato, all local and organic, with some leafy greens like tender lettuce or arugula. And I love to make dressings, like low-fat dressings with like zucchini and tomato and some flax seeds and some oregano and lemon juice. Yeah, and I might throw in a couple olives in my salad. But yeah, I like to keep it extremely simple, almost fat-free, because that's what makes me feel my best.
Yeah, amazing. And I think that can work really for healing with some people, like doing just a couple weeks only fruit or like a little bit of time only fruit. I know Fully Raw Christina, I'm pretty sure when she transitioned, she just ate peaches for 2 weeks and then was like, whoa, and then went raw vegan. So I'm wondering, how do you think this has changed your life trajectory? Like finding this lifestyle at this young age, how do you think this has impacted what your future is going to look like versus had you not gone down this route?
Wow. If I wouldn't have gone down this road, my life would have been completely different. My future would have been completely different. I feel like what I'm doing right now is changing like my life path completely, because I was going down a dark path, a pretty dark path. I thought I was healthy. I thought I was happy. I was living in an illusion where I thought I was like, okay. But yeah, I was going down a dark path mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And now that I'm doing this lifestyle, I feel like everything's going to be different. the way I raise my kids are going to be different, right? I'm not going to want to feed them anymore. I'm not going to want to feed them junk food, right? So that's going to be completely different.
Yeah.
My activities are going to change. Like they're changing right now. I'm in love with nature more than ever before, right? I'm not on social media as much because it doesn't interest me anymore, right? So everything changes when you transition to this type of lifestyle. But yeah, my future is probably going to look completely different than what I expected. And yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Don't you feel like you almost attract better things and just like,
Yes.
because your vibe is so high and you're feeling so much better. So don't you feel like just in your daily life or your life overall, like you're creating more, like attracting more and things like that?
You definitely become a magnet, like a really powerful magnet and attractor. Because when I tried to manifest things in the past, there was a lot of force that was involved. You know what I mean? Like it was hard because I was feeling so bad in my body. I didn't have that energy and passion to create something new in my life. Like it just didn't resonate. And now I feel like I can just attract things instantaneously. And it's much easier for me to like connect to the universe and ask for advice and, ask for help because, the universe and God, whatever you want to call it, is always there to help us. But the problem is that we're not asking for assistance and for help. And I notice now that I'm asking for assistance and help and guidance, that guidance just comes in immediately. I notice it immediately. Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of synchronicities in my life at the moment, and they're coming in so fast. So it's truly like a miracle to witness this. Yeah.
Amazing, beautiful. And you feel more connected on the raw living foods. Yeah, I'm interviewing somebody today and she had a near death experience. I follow a lot of those stories. I don't know if you know those. And she was saying even too in her experience, like it came to her that eating the raw living foods and even eating vegan or fasting makes you feel so much more connected to God or like connected to your higher self. And I really believe that.
Yeah,
And I'm
for
wondering
sure.
too, like at this age, at 19, like how do you make this work socially? I know at any age this can be difficult, but especially, I mean, at your age, when I was at your age, I was drinking and then I was partying a lot and barbecuing and stuff like that. So have you found it difficult? And do you have any tips out there, maybe for somebody who's your age or even any age? Because a lot of people can find this hard.
Yeah, so right now at the moment in my life, to be honest with you, I don't have any friends
Hmm.
at all except my family because, we're traveling, we're in a new place,
Yeah.
and the locals here don't really want to interact with people who speak English. Like they prefer to stay with, people who speak their language. So at the moment, I have no friends and I'm happy about it. 2 years ago, when we moved here, I was not happy about it. We left all of our friends and I lived in tons of different places. After my mom became raw, we lived in like 5 different countries and 4 different states in the US. So we were constantly moving and I was constantly losing friends. But at the moment, I don't have any. So I don't really have any advice
Yeah.
about that. So
But are you like, do you feel like you're missing out on anything or you're glad you're doing this, right?
yeah, I do not feel like I'm missing out. To be honest with you, like I literally don't. I felt that for a very long time, actually.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm just so grateful because like I see kids in my area, like here where I live, and they're lost, like they're so distracted. They
Hmm.
forgot who they are, they forgot their potential, and they have tons of friends, right? They have so many friends, they're like together at the beach and stuff, but there's no yeah, they're kind of just lost. They lost their way. So I don't want to be in that situation. Of course, I want friends and I want to socialize. But right now in my life, at the moment, I'm good with where I'm at.
Yeah. And how do you feel like this has impacted your life the most, this lifestyle?
Yeah. So what do you mean by that?
Like,
Like,
what do you think is like the biggest thing that comes to mind when you think of like you've been raw vegan? This has changed my life most. Like for me, it would be like the energy. My energy levels are just in my overall life, but like, you know,
yeah, I would say um, my health, like,
hmm
I finally feel good in my body. Like that's a miracle. I feel light. So yeah, my energy levels have been through the roof as well, but I feel like my health, like
hmm
my physical health is the most important thing to me. And that's like the biggest breakthrough that I'm going through at the moment. I'm finally feeling good in my body. No more headaches unless I'm detoxing too much some days. but yeah, I literally feel like a veil has been lifted off of my eyes and I can see again, I can hear again. So it's like you're being reborn again, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I went raw. Exactly. It feels like that was a life before and then like a new life started September
Yeah.
1st, 2016 when I went raw. And I'm just wondering, like, have you dealt with any like objections and people giving you a hard time since you've started doing this, or like people worried, like, what are you doing? You're missing nutrients. This is crazy. Like anything like that?
Yeah, so my mom is totally with me on this path. Like she supports me, she loves me.
Mm,
So does my brother and my father. In the beginning, my father was a little bit like worried about me. Like, is this what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life? Like, won't you miss all those other foods? So he was kind of worried, but now they're all on the same page. They're fully supporting me. But my extended family, like my extended relatives, they don't know I'm doing this
mhm.
because if I would tell them, they would lose their mind. They're so against this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't really tell anyone in my extended family, so only my close family knows. But yeah, they're supporting me, and I don't really have anyone who is worried about me at the moment.
Yeah. And I feel like you're definitely old enough to make these decisions for yourself at 19. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%. And do you count your calories in a day or no?
In the beginning, I used to because I was worried about my weight. I was afraid of losing weight in the beginning, so I was like counting calories on a chronometer. But now I don't do that. And to be honest with you, like every day is different. Some
Mhm.
days I only want to eat watermelon, which is like almost no calories. And some days I want to eat, like a huge salad and lots of bananas for breakfast and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't really count calories. I do like an intuitive eating approach. So I just listen to my body, what it needs, what it wants. Some days I might even want like 600 calories, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, today's one of those days where like I barely ingested any food.
Mhm.
So that's why I don't know. I just feel so good right now. So I don't really want to stuff bananas in my stomach right now. So
Yeah. And what is like sort of like your weekly haul of food look like for somebody who's like, what is this diet, or somebody who is doing it and wondering to compare?
yeah, so my weekly haul of food. When I go to the market, I usually shop at like small veggie stores because they have the best stuff ever. And I always try to get all my produce local and organic and in season. That's why I'm so grateful to be living here because like there's farmers everywhere. Everyone grows their own food. It's like it's heaven. Um, yeah, so in the summer, my weekly haul would be like I would get watermelons, maybe 2 or 3 watermelons. Oh, for a week. Maybe more watermelons, like 5 watermelons, cherries, like tons of cherries, tons of different kinds of stone fruits, bananas. I usually buy them like by the case. And that's like the cheapest way I can get them. And I always make sure to eat my bananas when they're like speckled, not too
Mhm.
speckled, but like pretty ripe. What else? Tons of greens. I love arugula. I love buying lettuce, tons of cucumbers. I love tomatoes, peppers, olives. I'm addicted to olives.
Me too.
What
They're so
else?
good.
They're so good, right? Um, I don't really know. Just like tons of different kinds of summer fruits. Very soon, grapes are going to be coming in. Oh, and figs. I love figs. They're one of my favorite fruits of all time. So yeah, I buy a lot of those.
Amazing. And how do you think that food, like the foods we eat, affect like depression and anxiety? And how has that experience been for you?
Yeah. So the special thing about fruits and vegetables is that they are very high vibrational foods, right? And if you want to feel good in your body, you want to eat light foods full of sun energy, full of life force, right? And what depression and anxiety is, because I've experienced a lot of anxiety in my life, and I even had like a panic attack less than a month ago. It's energy. It's simply energy, and it's not a part of you, right? Because when we identify as the depression and anxiety, we get caught up in it even more, right? So it's simply energy that wants to be moved through us, and diet plays a huge role in that. That's what a lot of people don't understand. And yeah, when you eat food that makes you feel light and happy, you will immediately start feeling light and happy. And also, people can experience depression due to tons of toxins in the body and parasites, right? So it's not just
Mm.
like what you eat, it's what's inside of you, all the garbage that's sitting inside of you that wants to be cleaned out. And the moment you start detoxing the body and cleaning those icky worms out of you because they literally control your mind.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally controlling our mood, our mind, our cravings, almost everything. So once you get rid of all of that stuff, all that dark, dense stuff, you feel like a completely different person. Like you mentioned, and I mentioned, you literally feel like you're born again. So diet plays a huge, huge role in healing depression and anxiety, because once you start to eat this way, you feel more aligned, right? You feel really calm because you're basically eating energy from the sun, because when the fruit sits on the tree, it's absorbing all of that sun energy. And sun is the number one cure for depression, right? Vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start consuming sun energy through the fruits and the vegetables that you eat, the sun is like basically healing your depression and anxiety without you even knowing it through the fruits and vegetables. So yeah, diet is really important for those
So
types
true.
of.
So well said. And you're so wise and well spoken, especially for such a young age. I love it. And it just reminds me of Dr. Reese Latham. He's 75. I don't know if you know him. Yeah,
Yes, I do.
He's been raw for I think 47 years, and he talks about that a lot. And I love how he doesn't like to use the term raw foods even, because it's not he'll take a banana and be like, this isn't raw, this is cooked by the sun, right? And to eat things that are like cooked to that temperature and like no more or whatever. And I love it. I love that way of thinking. And it does do that. It does have that effect, like 100%. So I'm wondering if somebody's out there and they're watching and they're like, oh, they're feeling inspired by you and they're wondering where to start. Do you have any guidance or tips for where they can start, how to get started if they have no idea how to live this lifestyle? Was there anyone who really influenced you on this path, or any books or like any tips you could give?
Yeah. So simply start by adding fresh fruits and vegetables to your meals, right? You don't have to go raw vegan overnight like a lot of people are. Because when I transitioned really fast because I didn't really have time. I just wanted to heal, that's all I was focused on. But if you want to transition slowly, then just start eating one fully raw meal a day, and then a second one, the next week, and then 3 raw meals a day. So yeah, transition slowly, and always remember that there's no rush. You've got time, unless you've got like a serious health condition. And there's no pressure, right? We're supposed to have fun with this lifestyle. It's fun. So it's not like a restrictive diet, because what the mainstream media is saying is fruits and vegetables, eating only that is like restrictive and very unhealthy, right? But it's not the case, because when you eat this way, there's such an abundance of food that you can be eating that's raw. So there's no restriction there, right? And have fun with it. Play with your colors of fruits and vegetables. Don't mix too many things, because I've noticed I feel amazing when I just like eat a mono meal of fruits, of one kind of fruit. And food combining is super important. So a lot of people fail on this lifestyle because they're doing improper food combining. And when you combine fats and fruits, your insulin will go up, your blood sugar will get affected, because that's what I've been doing in the beginning. And I used to get dizzy and it was really bad. But when you start to eat fruit alone on an empty stomach, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to detox even more. The healing process in the body is going to accelerate. So yeah, just like have fun with it, transition slowly, and yeah, just be playful with this lifestyle. And what was the other question? Like, who influenced me, right?
Yeah, like was there anybody who really influenced you along the way, or any books?
Yeah, so Fully Raw Christina,
Yeah.
she influenced me for so many years. Even before I went raw vegan, I was watching all her videos. I was doing some of her recipes. You've influenced me a lot. I was actually watching a lot of your YouTube videos before I reached out to you.
Yeah.
Who else? There's so many people out there. Sky.
Yeah.
Sky that you've had on
She's
your
amazing.
show.
I'll link her video below. She's one of the biggest transformations I've ever seen in raw foods. Like, she literally said like she might not even be here had she not taken this path. It's totally brought her to life.
Incredible. Her story is literally miraculous, and she's such a sweet person.
Yeah.
There's so many. What's his name? Eli, your friend,
Yeah.
Eli Martyr. So many.
So many.
So, yeah.
And I'm wondering, do you supplement? I really believe in supplements. So I take an all-in-one, which I will link below, but do you supplement? I can't remember.
Yeah, so I do. I don't supplement a lot. I take like herbal tinctures from Dr. Morse. So yeah, it's really helped me on this lifestyle. I'm taking like the parasite formula. What else am I taking? like the kidney and bladder formula, a lot of different formulas that are like assisting my body through this process. Cause, you know, if I wouldn't have taken this stuff in the beginning, I don't think I would have been able to do it. So yeah, that's kind of like the only supplementation I'm doing at the moment. Sometimes I might take like some B12 here and
Yeah.
there, but I don't really do that anymore.
Yeah, I take an all-in-one, and like I said, I'll link it below. It's like B12, a little bit of iodine, K, DHA,
Yeah.
EPA, zinc, selenium. And I forget, oh, and D too, because I live in Toronto, Canada, so I need some
Mhm.
D too. But I think it's important. I think it's important minimum for everyone to check their blood work. I just checked it, everything's good, so I was happy about that. But I think that's important. And I'm wondering, do you ever eat cooked food at all? Have you had any since you've been raw? And how did you feel any difference? I know some people say they can eat it and they're like, oh, I feel just as good. And that for me, that's not the case. What was that? How has that been for you if you have eaten any?
Yeah. So the past 6 months, I have been experimenting with a little bit of cooked food here and there. When I'm detoxing too much, I'll increase my vegetable intake, and sometimes I might have some steamed vegetables or a steamed sweet potato. But what I have noticed, I've actually stopped doing that because it doesn't make me feel my best. What I have noticed is when I eat even like a tiny white potato that's been steamed or like some kind of cooked vegetable, my
Yeah.
energy levels immediately lower
Yeah.
immediately,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
like this high that you're feeling just dissipates, and I don't want that. So recently I've been trying to do all raw
Yeah.
all the way because that's what makes
Yeah.
me feel my best. But yes, I have been experimenting here and there. Sometimes I had like my mom made like a miso soup with
Yeah.
like half cooked vegetables in there. But yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Well, it has been just truly an honor and so amazing for you to come on. I think you're my youngest guest. And again, like I said at the beginning, I just love how you have found this healthy lifestyle at this age. And I hope it just continues to make you thrive. And whatever path you take, I think you're amazing. And I want to thank you for coming on and sharing your wisdom and your story with the viewers. And if you could let everybody know where can they find you, and I will link everything below as well. And we hope to have you back in the future.
yeah, of course. So you guys can find me on Instagram at Shelly Loves Fruit, and on Facebook, my name Shelly Lifshin. My YouTube channel Shelly Lifshin, and I also created an online course on Udemy that's out. So yeah, you guys can check it out. It's for kids and teens, and I basically talk about everything: health, wellness, mindfulness, spirituality. So yeah, that's where you
Yeah.
guys can find me.
Amazing, incredible. And to the viewers, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a big thumbs up right now. And make sure you guys subscribe if you don't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you for tuning in.